Now, residents of Delhi-NCR woke up to yet another day of deteriorating AQI of the national capital, which rose to an alarming 413, according to data from Central Pollution Control Board. With the air quality worsening each day, the Delhi government implemented stage 3 of its graded response action plan, which was started with immediate effect on 11th November. It also announced the closure of schools up to class 5 and directed all government, private and unaided schools to operate in hybrid mode. Centre's air quality early warning system predicted marginal winds up to pickup speeds and that could lead the AQI to crawl back into very poor from severe. All right, viewers. So let's in fact take you through a comparison of the AQI levels of today with last week, last month and of course last year. So let me take you through the slides now, viewers, and of course we are giving you a complete comparison. Now of course we have the full week's reading for you, which of course is available on your screens. Let's begin with the 6th of November. The maximum AQI on the 6th of November was 506. On the 7th of November, it was at a 611. 8th of November was 594. 9th of November was 490. 10th of November is a spike, viewers, at 530. 11th of November is more than that, which is 714, and 12th November, viewers, is a shocking 817. Let me now take you through today versus last year. Now last year, viewers, Delhi's AQI was 219. And look at the jump, viewers. 12th November 2025 is what we're talking about at 817. This is an absolutely shocking figure. Let me go to past 5 years and we're going to compare Delhi's AQI for you in the past 5 years. Now let's begin with the 12th of November in 2021. The AQI was at a 308. In 2022 on the 12th of November it was at a 249. 12th of November 2023 was at a 182. 12th of November 2024 was at a 219, and the shocking figure is 817 this year on the 12th of November. Indeed, viewers, very shocking figures. We were discussing earlier that the authorities really are saying that the air quality is cleaner, but the figures speak for themselves. I have my colleague Arzu Seth joining me with more details when it comes to the AQI level. Arzu, what can you tell us? Arzu, am I audible to you? All right, viewers, we'll try and reconnect with my colleague. But we have shared with you today some really shocking figures, viewers. We are comparing the past 5 years. We're comparing, of course, now viewers, let me just go to our guest, because joining me right now is Dr. Salil Garg, who's a cardiologist. Dr. Garg, now my first question really to you is that, considering the AQI levels, you're of course a cardiologist. What is the kind of effect that this kind of pollution level has on people who are already suffering from high blood pressure and diabetes?
Thanks for having me on the program, and that too on such an important topic as pollution. Somehow, whatever we do in the last 10 or 15 years, pollution just doesn't seem to go away, especially at this time of the year. Now, as we look at it, air pollution is the source for a lot of problems, and later studies have been showing, and there's been a lot of speculation that yes, in patients who are suffering from diabetes and who have hypertension, during this time, especially during periods of stress, we have a situation where the diabetes is poorly controlled, as well as a time when even hypertension, as such, these people are under a lot of stress. And on top of that, if we have this kind of air quality, uh, it becomes harder and harder for people to breathe. The worst affected are the people who are already suffering from respiratory diseases, and the very young and the very old, where the cardiac reserves or respiratory reserves are very low. And in such patients, it becomes even harder.
All right, Doctor, sorry. Now we have Sushil Dwivedi, who's an environmentalist, joining me. Now, Mr. Dwivedi, the basic right to breathe has been denied to all Delhiites, and this is now becoming a complete nuisance year on year. What would you like to say?
Yes, as per the data are suggesting, we are living in the kind of the environmental emergency. So now we should be accepted that we people are facing environmental emergency, and now the things are really worst. So the question is arising, how it happened, whether it had happened in one day. It had not happened in one day. It had happened in the series of the anthropogenic activity that we people are doing. We people are creating problems to the earth, and these all things are accumulating, and due to which we people are seeing that people who are living in Delhi, they are inhaling the poor air, which is comparable to the 10 to 15 cigarette smoke. So this is the story of the capital of the India. And once it was said that uh, our act will be forgive by the God, but nature surely will not forgive for our such sinful act. So people should think about it. Actually, every planet have a carrying capacity. Similarly, Earth has a carrying capacity, and as per the nowadays we people are living lifestyle. So our lifestyle is like uh, we need more than 1.5 to 2 Earth that will provide us the various natural resources, and it may be the clean air also. And there is so much burden of the automobile exhaust, as well as there are the nearby states in which there is the parali burnt, and that is creating a problem in term of the various pollutant, as well as there is some geographical region also. So as the plain area is concerned, northern plain area is concerned. So at one side there is a mountain range, and another side there is a plain area. So due to the some geographical region, the air is becoming poor and poor day by day, and it is the time to think about this is the time to think about which type of the planet we people are creating for our upcoming generation, whether we are uh, we are creating such a planet which are which are providing the poor air to the our old age people. We are providing problem to the newborn baby whose lungs are not properly developed, or we are providing such a earth which is not sufficient to fulfill the demand of upcoming generation. So it is the time to think about, and uh, in this context, the role of media is really very responsible, as well as common people should come forward and think about that what is the role of his or her, or we can say he should be thinking about individual environmental responsibility. Every pupil have its own individual environmental responsibility. So please check whether we are playing a good role in terms of the environmental individual responsibility or not. In this context, Mission Life, that is the lifestyle for environment, that is one of the great program that is usually being run in our school in India, and it was started at the time of the CROP 26. So this is the one of the best program, and this program is creating awareness among the pupil, among the stakeholder, among the school-going children who just came on the earth. So they are connecting their responsibility, their duties, and they are connecting themselves with their syllabus also. Because in school education, in every class there is one or two chapters which are related with the environmental education also. So there is a need of the environmental education also. There is a uh, our educationists should also think about it, that there is a great need of the environmental education in India. Not only in India, since it is a global problem, environmental pollution is a global problem. So it is the time of the hour to think about that individual environmental responsibility as well as the environmental literacy is a prime thing that should be promoted in the world as well as in our country also.
Right. Now I have my colleague Aditya Vadhavan joining me from Anand Vihar. Now, Aditya, we've done a huge comparison that we've shown our viewers. You know, the AQI level this time is a complete disaster when we compare it with the previous years. What is the situation where you are? What is the AQI level there? And are people taking any precautions?
Well, absolutely, Vishal. If you see, the air quality index at this juncture at Anand Vihar is above the 400 level, and completely, I would just request my video journalists, to show you the visuals of how, despite these GRAP measures in place, the traffic is coming as usual. It is not lessening at this juncture. The situation is very, very similar as it is in normal times because the pollution is very, very harsh at this juncture. And I will also, since Anand Vihar is considered a hotspot, indeed, so indeed at this juncture there are also some smog guns, being deployed here. I will just request my video journalist Deepak to show you the visuals of the smog gun that is deployed at the Anand Vihar area. Completely the situation is very, very of concern, and the people are facing difficulties in breathing, because definitely it is a situation which is very worrisome, and people are facing problems in breathing. So at this juncture, the situation is tense, and in the coming days also the pollution is expected to increase across Delhi NCR. Vaishali.
All right, I want to go across to Dr. Salil Garg, who is a cardiologist. Now, Dr. Garg, when the temperature dips, they any which way say that people with blood pressure should be more careful. Now, what is the kind of diet that you'd like to suggest, or the kind of exercises that our viewers could perhaps get into to protect their heart health during this time?
Vaishali, we are already under a lot of stress, and as we say, a moderate lifestyle is the best. Of course, under such circumstances, we would not recommend, with such high AQI levels, we would not recommend anyone who is indulging in strenuous activity to actually participate in that. So this is the time when all those people who would be going out for jogs in the morning, or maybe running marathons or half marathons, it's a strict no. Because with this kind of pollution, it's something like it's akin to smoking around 15 to 20 cigarettes a day. And I do not know whether the lungs have the capacity for that. The second aspect is diet. Now, diet, as we say, is in moderation. Whatever we say in cardiology and whatever we try and advise people for diet is that please avoid a large amount of fats. Please avoid carbs, especially ones which are easily absorbable, and something like sugars, which are not complex, which are simple carbohydrates. Please avoid that. Proteins should be there in moderation, not necessarily that they are animal proteins. Even plant proteins are good enough. And the fourth aspect, which is very important, is that having 2 to 3 meals a day only is the important aspect when it comes to this. Another thing which I would like to advise people is, especially people who are staying indoors, maybe if they can use air fresheners. We are not really very sure as to how much change in AQI do air fresheners cause. However, it is always better that if they can be used, so that the air quality improves, at least in the internal environments. Preferably, if we can, we should dedicate this time and also decide on how to reduce pollution, maybe increase plantation of trees, maybe avoid using fossil fuel based vehicles. And the third and important aspect is reduce what I would say, building during this time, especially with the GRAP 4 coming in, and those restrictions coming in, because it is these micro uh, particles, the particles which are suspended in air, which are quite harmful and toxic.
All right, doctor. Now, my question to you is, I really want to know, these N95 masks, are they helping with pollution?
N95 masks are generally, we are, as I said, there's been a mixed bag, and we have been talking whether we should advise people to be on N95 masks or not. Now, what happens is that with particulate matter being so small in size, generally they would not be preventing anything. However, it does lead to a increased level of people being aware of pollution, and let's say ki maybe it's a good idea to wear in case when the pollution is so high. Otherwise, there's no real benefit.
Okay, I'd like to go across to Mr. Dwivedi, Sushil Dwivedi, who's an environmentalist. Now, Mr. Dwivedi, I want to share with our viewers, I was watching a video yesterday of the air purifier that this person had, and within 2 weeks when he decided to clean it, it was so dirty with pollutants in it. Now, Mr. Dwivedi, doctors made a really good point here that it's very important to plant more trees, but what more can we as responsible citizens do for the environment during this time so that it benefits us and the environment in totality?
Yes, yes, it is a very pathetic and very much, we can say that it is a emergent situation. Then everyone should think about air purifier is not the permanent solution of the air pollution. First of all, everyone should know about it, because we people in our country, everyone is not able to uh, buy the air purifier. As well as there is one good solution, that is the we should we should plant some indoor plant which are proved by the way of the science, that those plants are able to clean the indoor pollution as well as help in the outdoor pollution. For example, there is a money plant, there is a Chinese bamboo, there is a rubber plant, there is a aloe vera. So such plant can be planted in the corridor, in the educational institute, and these plant like a snake plant looks very beautiful. So it not only looks very beautiful, it also absorb the harmful pollutant, harmful gases from the atmosphere. First of all, second thing, whenever is not need, अगर जरूरत नहीं है, so people should not come to the outside. if they are coming, they, as the Dr. Saab has told, they should use the proper mask, as well as there is a duty of the uh, government also, that they should sprinkle the water on the public place, as well as across the road, as well as there are some smoke gun that will helpful in the cleaning the air. And there is one more solution that we people are seeing through the lens of the science, that is the cloud seeding or artificial rain. Although the first trial that was given, that was we are taken by the IIT Kanpur scientists, so it could not be succeed. But in the future, we are hopeful that Swadeshi trial of the cloud seeding or artificial rain will really will be succeed in the future, and we will be able to see the purified air in the surrounding of the NCR. Although the cloud seeding or artificial rain is quite costly because it uses the common salt, that is sodium chloride, silver iodide, potassium chloride, as well as there are some plane or jet or uh, air gun will be used, and there are a lot of the scientific
Mr.
backup is
Dwivedi,
also
we are
used.
short of time, but I want to thank both my guests for joining me, and viewers.